Don't mess that up.
Come on, man.
What we've seen here today has been absolutely disgusting. For the first time we're watching...
Getting your game on?
Come on, man. You see me, you gotta sharpen it up.
How long you been doing this?
Probably like a year and some change, year and a half or something. Yeah.
Okay. Can I play with you today?
Yeah, hell yeah. Come on.
I know some of the last conversations we've had when you released Mumble Rap 1, you talked about mental health, you talked about just overall physical well-being, which is a part of mental health. Has golf made it easier to create rap records and music in general?
I didn't know I needed it till I started golfing. You know, like just having those 2-3 hours in the morning, 4 or 5 hours in the morning.
You
know, but
18,
I'm an early bird, you know,
right.
so I'll be out there at 7-10 a.m. And by the time I'm done, everyone else is getting to the studio and getting to work. So it's perfect for me. Like I could use that. I get out whatever aggression and anger that this place, you know, brings out of me.
Yeah.
Because it is calming, but at the same time, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
And then I get to the studio and I let it all out. So it's perfect, man.
Good for you.
Great, yeah.
Well, look, man, let's hit a few balls. Let me go get my clubs. We just doing a little short game?
Yeah, a little short game.
We're supposed to be talking about your album. We're gonna be talking about golf, bro.
We can just use the analogy.
Mumble Rap 2.
That's why you gotta mumble on the tee box. You can't talk too loud.
Oh, I like it. I like you got low. Oh, monster. So you're gonna introduce this album. You know, we're out on a golf course. I've never done a golf course interview before. This is my first.
Dope.
Hopefully the first of many. Hopefully you're starting a trend, because I could do this. I could get used to this. How should we start them?
Man, I think ambiance sets the tone.
Yeah.
You know, I think it sets the tone for like the energy of the project.
And Rick Ross too.
Oh yeah, Cocaine Spoon, legendary. Working with Rose for me was awesome.
Was that your first time?
Yeah, like making a song with him, that was the first time. And like, early on, I would get in debates with people about how nice Rose's pen was.
Yeah.
I've always been such a big fan of what he does lyrically, just his whole like aura and demeanor.
You and Rick Ross have a similar kind of trajectory in the game as writers, right? Because Ross was writing for folks, you've written for folks.
Yeah.
Do you guys connect on that level? Do you guys have that conversation as MCs who have contributed to other people's projects?
Nah. Honestly, like when we got on set, it was just jokes, man. Like he's one of the funniest human beings alive, and like, you know, he's accidentally funny too. Like I think he knows, right?
Yeah.
But he's just, you know, he's somebody that's
Jokes.
Yeah, man, big inspiration for me for sure.
Who else on the album?
Nav, Gucci Man, Gil Scott-Heron. We had put Gil Scott-Heron there as like a placeholder, you know, until I figured out the hooks. Like I just love his words, his you know, poetic approach to shit is incredible to me. Even when he just speaks, it's poetic, so.
And his voice is super unique.
Yeah, the voice, all that. So, you know, it was just a placeholder in there, kind of just to inspire me to come up with something. And then we were like, yo, this sounds perfect for this, you know? And, you know, his estate or his people, you know, whoever was graceful enough to let us use it and actually cleared it for us to use it on the album.
I mean, that's the origins of hip hop. You know, Gil Scott-Heron, H-Rap Brown, Last Poets, you know, that kind of jazz. It was a poetic jazz fusion thing of, you know, telling stories and things that obviously evolved and became so much a part of just the whole aesthetic of hip hop. As you said, nobody's good at this game.
Yeah.
Everybody's just trying to get better at all times. That's the most humbling thing. Back to metaphor for life.
That's right.
Constantly learning.
Absolutely.
Constantly trying to improve.
And you gotta level up. Like, same way in life. Like, in this, you feel like you reach the top of the mountain for yourself at that moment, and then you realize there's still so much more to go.
Right.
You know?
Now, is there anything else you feel like that about right now?
Man, music. Music for me is the analogy, the true analogy of my life. The fact that I'm still able to make this thing, make this art, and still be here with you, you know, doing this.
And you're highly respected. Highly respected. Like rappers know what you do. Regardless of sales or this or that. Other people with the same craft know that you're doing something that's remarkable.
That's a bigger accomplishment for me than sales or numbers or any of that. You know, having the respect of people that I respect and look up to, people that inspired me, circling back and being like, yo, you're dope.
Ooh, banger. Now that's a 4.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that's great.
Nice shot. Sit down. There it is. Woo. You've never shied away from talking about, obviously, global politics with your Palestinian heritage.
Yeah.
And specifically, I think the immigrant story. So this album's a little bit more charged.
Yeah.
How did you weave that into mumble rap and then take us into a record that you think fits?
I think like weaving it in, I never got to try. Like I'm an actual Palestinian.
I got something to say.
Like if you come and wake up in my house and you see me, you're gonna be like, oh no, he Palestinian. He's definitely,
Yeah.
you know, all the traditions are still there for me. So it's all gonna leak out into my music naturally,
Right.
you know, and be that. But the immigrant experience is actually funny because the last album I put out was called Immigrant.
Right.
And then, you know, I lost my papers here. I didn't have no papers. Like my Canadian visa, I couldn't go back because of the pandemic. It ran out. They wouldn't like, you know,
They wasn't doing that virtual.
they didn't go back on any of their rules. They were
Right.
like, no, you got to be here. I was like, I'm not traveling in the pandemic. It's not
Right.
happening. And so I lost my access really to here. And, you know, I was out here for, I think 2 or 3 years working on my papers. So when I put out Immigrant, I had no papers here.
Wow.
You know, so, and it was something I wasn't trying to talk about because it was like
I
illegal.
remember during that convo, we was talking about the immigrant thing and the struggle of it, but you didn't explicitly be like, yo, check this out.
Yeah, because it was
I'm in a
rough
gray
time.
area right now.
It was legal shit going on. It was crazy, man. Like, you know, it really went to lawyers and all that kind of shit before I ended up with my green card, you know, and the right to kind of like live here, you know what I'm saying? But before that, it was rough. So I got a line on American Nightmare where I say, put out an album called Immigrant, I'm in the country with no papers. You know, and now it's like the realest line. I want to say I got my papers now, but when I wrote that line, it was true. So that's why I want to bring it up.
To bring it up now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no cap in these raps.
Interview on a golf course. This was your idea.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I love the golf and like the peacefulness of it. You know what I mean? I think like me and you have had some dope convos, always in kind of a similar setting. We did like a rooftop once, that was cool, you know?
Yeah.
But like being here, look at this, man. We in nature. You know, the wind is talking, the wind is charged.
The trees are dappling. Whatever
Trees
that
are
means.
dappling. This is a great day, man. So
Yeah.
now I'm happy we did it like this. You know, it's always dope to be able to switch something up.
I try to tell a lot of people about golf in the sense of like, obviously the metaphors and similarities to just life in general, but just getting out in nature with like the best picturesque, you know, especially, you know, we're at an amazing golf course here in New Jersey. And, but just like the rolling hills, the trees, the grass, just the whole situation, it just brings a level of peace, I think, that people don't really understand about the game of golf.
Absolutely.
They're more caught up in it being boring or not competitive, but they don't really understand the juxtaposition of the actual activity with the ambiance.
That's really what it is. It's really just this. Coming out into this every day, right? Like you don't realize there's nothing else that really drags you out into nature like this. Like to be out here for 4 or 5 hours playing 18 holes, it's crazy. Like you really, without even noticing it, it has like a real effect on you, you know, and I live for that.
And you were doing this while constructing the album.
Yeah, absolutely.
So morning, play, evening, go record.
Oh yeah, I was on the golf course like 7 a.m. every morning. And then I'd be at the studio like 11 in the morning.
How did you and Gucci Mane sync up? I
mean, me and Gucci worked together before, like back at probably more than a decade ago.
Wow.
And then now it was just, I tell you this all the time. Like if I hear somebody on a record, I can't do the second verse. It fucks me up. Cause even if I write it, I'm like writing it in their cadence and shit.
Right.
So I kept hearing Gucci on that one. We were like, yo, let's just reach out, see what he says. He was like, what? Well, send that shit through, bro. Like
Gucci, stay ready, right?
Yeah, he sent that shit back in 2 minutes. I was like, God damn, bro. And it was a fire Gucci verse. You know, same thing. Like I've been a fan of Gucci for so long. He's got like 150 projects. No one works
Nah, it's
harder
crazy.
than
It's
Gucci
crazy.
in the world. Super respect for him.
I still got to talk to you about how you and Hit Boy decided to make this a Hit Boy executive produced project, because I think, you know, he's doing so much great work.
Big legend,
so
man.
I feel like that was kind of a no-brainer for you to want to work with one of the best.
Nah, it really was, man.
You up? You hitting first? I'm hitting first.
I'm hitting first.
All right, hit.
Oh my
stay
God.
low. You came up right here, didn't you? So how did the Hit Boy executive producer thing? I mean, he been doing so much work for great people. Was that it? Or you just like, yo, I got to be a part of this Hit Boy run?
Sure, I think a lot of times it's hard to get that shit that makes you want to rap, you know? And I think Hit Boy, he really be inspiring me with the shit he plays, man. Like, he hits that play button, it's on, you know what I
Right.
mean? So it was like a no-brainer for me. Like you said earlier, it's like, he was the perfect choice to go with.
What was the process? Was it like, yo, you go in, he's just playing stuff he had? Did you guys need a new batch? Did it
We did it
mix
all.
of both?
Yeah, we did it all. Like, there was some stuff he had already that was perfect. There was other joints that, you know, he would play me like a sample or a top line, and then we would build it out on the spot. So it was dope. It was like the type of creative process. It's like a dream process for a rapper, you know what I mean?
Was it better for you, because normally you're more in the beats as well as the kind of overall music identity? Was it more relaxing for you to have somebody who was just gonna give you the sonic, you know, package that you needed, and you just focus
Sure.
on the rhymes and the concepts?
Sure, and I think, you know, working with my guys, it's like, you know, with Danny Boy, Dahila, Ben, the Animals, it's like I've been working with them for so many years. You know, they already know what to do, like what, so, you know, they're already trying to go where I want to go, right? With someone like Hit Boy that's not familiar, he might play things that are, you know, a little left field from what I'm used to doing, but
Right.
it works perfectly for me, and it'll inspire me to do something completely different. So it was really dope to get that experience, you know?
I think I won the last hole, if we're being real. Or did I lose it on the putts?
No, I think, yeah, you like 8-putted, I think, on the last one.
So you get to go first?
You could go, I mean, I'm
Now
teed
go ahead,
up,
you
but
teed up, you teed up.
now you want to put that kind of pressure on this drive?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
So the word on the streets is Mumble Rap 2 is the first of 3 of your final albums.
Once you see somebody play golf, the retirement is inevitable at that point. It's coming. This will inspire you to retire.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because it's
But
like, why am I not just
enjoying life.
right?
And really for me, just creatively, I think it's time for me to start branching out into other things, you know?
So is there a timetable for these next? Well, you got is Mumble Rap and then 2 more.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is it in 2 years? Is there no timetable? You're just kind of putting a bookend on it, so you
Kinda.
you know when to chill.
I want to feel like it's ready. Like every time I really feel like, okay, this is strong enough to be one of the last 2, it's gonna come out, you know? Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, man.
Listen, man, thanks for the idea to come golf and talk
Nah,
Mumble Rap albums.
this is
and
great right
bars
here.
and things like
Go.
that.
I'm gonna produce the Ebro golf interview show.
Hey, listen, you just tell me where to be.
Come on,
I
let's
know
go.
the budget's gonna be right.
For the first time, we're watching war happen somewhere where the people.
I can make it look like I know what I'm doing, as you can see.
Blue eyes, blonde hair,
Bad boy.